Super minis are normally all cute and cuddly, aren't they? But the new Ford Fiesta has gone all mean and aggressive looking. Just what the heck is Ford playing at by upsetting the world order of car design?
As part of a midlife facelift, there has been the odd nip and tuck at the rear, but it's the face which has received the major work. Most notably, the new grille, which looks like it's been lifted straight from an Aston Martin.
Now, if you're not convinced that a super mini should copy the look of a supercar, then consider this. Many cheap mobiles these days copy the design of the iPhone, and no one complains about that. Well, apart from Apple.
Inside, changes to the Fiesta are less dramatic, but they do help keep the car feeling fresh. For instance, there's now some shiny black trim which extends down from the centre console to the gear lever, while the door handles have been redesigned.
The Ford Fiesta comes with some new tech which is available on the car for the first time. For instance, you can get it with the Sony stereo, and that includes DAB digital radio and Ford's sync system. And that lets you control lots of the car's features using voice commands, and you can make calls just by using your voice. Simply press this button, then say, "Call Rebecca Jackson."
Calling Rebecca Jackson.
Well, she's clearly not picking up, probably out buying bananas or something. Anyway, Ford Sync also includes a facility that lets you stream music from your mobile phone direct into the car's stereo. Alternatively, you can connect it via the normal USB system, and you also get something on this car called MyKey. Now, that's not an abbreviation of the name Michael, it stands for My Key, and it's a programmable key which lets you set various parameters on the car. For instance, you can set a maximum top speed that the car is able to go at. Now, that's perfect if you're a parent and you lend your car to your teenage son or daughter. In fact, if that was available on cars when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't have written off my mum's car.
The biggest news about the new Fiesta, however, is the addition of Ford's excellent 1 litre 3-cylinder EcoBoost petrol engine. It can do almost 66 miles per gallon, and its emissions are so low it's free from road tax.
You might be thinking that such an economical petrol engine would be really slow, but thanks to a turbocharger, this little 1 litre unit is actually fairly quick. You can get it in 2 states of tune. The higher power model can actually do 0 to 60 in under 10 seconds, but even the lower power version still feels pretty quick. In fact, this engine is so good that I think it should be against the law to buy a Ford Fiesta without the EcoBoost engine, because with it, it is the most fun normal super mini you can buy.
The good news is that, as well as the excellent handling and sharp steering, the little Fiesta suspension deals with bumps so well the ride is actually better than that on many bigger cars. Factor in good soundproofing and comfy seats, and this super mini isn't a chore to drive on long motorway journeys.
The Fiesta is really good in town too, but then you'd expect it to be, being a super mini. You've got good all-round visibility, the controls are nice and light, and the small dimensions means it's easy to navigate through traffic or squeeze into tight parking spaces.
So the new Fiesta is perfect, right? Not quite. You see, while the car has plenty of adjustment in the driving position and an array of useful storage spaces, sadly, practicality isn't so good further back.
For starters, the sloping roofline means headroom is a little bit tight, and so too is knee room, and overall it does feel like a bit of a squeeze back here. And I know this is the 3-door version, but the 5-door, it's not much better. If you want to carry adults in the back of your Super Mini regularly, you're going to be better off with a Toyota Yaris.
Then there's the boot, which is among the smallest in this class. And this, plus the big load lip and seats that don't fold flat, mean the Fiesta is not as useful as a Honda Jazz. Finally, there's the build quality, which can't match the Volkswagen Polos.
But you know what? You can keep all those other Super Minis, because while they may trump the Ford Fiesta in certain areas, the way this thing drives means that overall, it's the best small car you can buy.